excited to move on to the concluding session of the day on global gifting trends and opportunities, insights into cross-border gifting preferences and export opportunities. The discussion will focus on the agenda of shifting dynamics in the global gifting space. Inviting Mr. Anupam Sharan, founder of Mila Merchandising Corporation, to lead this engaging discussion. Can we have a huge round of applause for Mr. Anupam ji? Anupam Sharan has over 40 years of experience as a buying agent with a strong focus on quality management. He has worked with factories to improve production processes and adopt lean manufacturing techniques. He began working as a buying agent in 1983 for a US-based buyer and in 1992 established Mila. Joining Mr. Anupam Sharan are Ms. Apurva Agarwal, CEO of Autre Couture. Can we have a huge round of applause? An award-winning entrepreneur celebrated for her visionary leadership since founding Autre Couture in 2015, Ms. Apurva has led its global expansion and spearheaded sustainable design initiatives. She recently launched a women's wear brand called Kuwari and is set to unveil another brand, Wild Eyes. Her contributions to the industry have earned her numerous accolades. Can we have a huge round of applause? Next, I would like to invite Mr. Sonal Saggi, Director of RSJ Inspection Service Limited. Bringing over 29 years of extensive experience in the industry, Mr. Sonal Saggi is a textile graduate, lead QMS auditor, and a certified assessor for both the Zero Defect certification and CII Exim Bank Award. Mr. Saggi also specializes in MSME-focused initiatives. Lastly, Mr. Akshay Kapoor, CEO of Playwright Sourcing. Can we have a huge round of applause? With his exposure and experience from his family export business, Mr. Akshay Kapoor founded Playwright Sourcing. The firm specializes in custom products that are novel and trending. The product category includes toys, games, plush, puzzles, cotton textiles, socks, leather goods, and more. Please join me in welcoming them on the stage by giving a huge round of applause for everybody. Now we can start the panel discussion, but before that, we are having our special guest, Ms. Ruma Malik, who is the chairperson of BAA. And I would like to please call her on the stage and speak some few words for our audience.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting to see a full house. I am Ruma Malik, and I'm the chairperson of the Buying Agents Association. Just a quick question. How many aspiring exporters here? Any aspiring exporters? Wow. Oh, that's great. Any current exporters? Anybody who does global business? We are here to understand global business. So what I would like to tell you is, A, what is the role of a buying agent? What does our association stand for? And I'm delighted to have our team members here from our association who are going to tell you much more about it. To cut a long story short, there's the domestic business, there's the global business, and very often there is a conduit. You know, like in electricity, you have a conduit between the input and the output. And the conduit in between is what facilitates power to go from one side to the other. And that very simply is what a buying agent is. We facilitate the transfer of power, the transfer of knowledge, the transfer of expertise, and the transfer of skill. So when you are aspiring exporters, we can be an interesting partner for you to learn from. When you are an existing exporter, we can be a very interesting partner to find clients with. And if you are buying agents, we can be a very interesting association to tie up with. So it's a win-win-win-win-win for everybody here. So please give your attention to my colleagues. I'm sure you'll have a very interesting afternoon. And I hope if there are buying agents here, you're going to join our association and make our voice heard in the larger industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. We are so honored to have you here. Can we have a huge round of applause? Okay, so let's start with our panel discussion.
I am Anupam Sharan, and I will be inviting our three speakers to speak on three different subjects. Yeah, so I'll invite our first speaker. You can, Ms. Apurva Agarwal, to finally share her views. Yeah, you can go there and talk.
So this is Apurva Agrawal from Authre Couture. We do a lot of global gifting. So I would like to highlight which country can pick up which article. You know, when we talk about gifting, what we think about it first? We always think product, right? No. Now the gifting is not about product. Gifting is all about emotions, sustainability, and technology. Only three methods which is selling. You can sell any product in terms of gifting as per the country requirement. Okay, so let's take one by one. So I would like to talk about US. So US is majorly into the tech-based, personalized and corporate gifting. I mean, if we'll talk about sustainability, US is not a market. So maybe we are pitching the wrong product to the wrong country. If you work with the corporate brands, you can pitch any product. There is no limitations in the product. It's all about how much close branding you are doing, what kind of product you are targeting. That has to be a good branding, decent packaging, because they are very price sensitive. So if your product has a, little tech informations about the technologies, AI terms, informations, and importantly, the bulk kind of the product prices, like the price point, they start with the $0.25 to cents to $3. That's the highest buying of US. Product, if I specialize, they majorly 5 categories. They buy apparel, they buy tech gadgets, they buy bags, they buy majorly bags. What else? Okay, let it be. The product is apparel, bags, handbags, jewelry, very less. And one more product I'm forgetting. Let it be. Now we talk about the UK and Europe. What kind of category they buy? Europe is more like a storytelling. They buy sustainability. They buy craftsmanship. So India is full of craftsmanship, artisan. Increase that uniqueness of us and sell it. When you are selling the terracotta, paper mache, handmade, recycled paper, recycled fabric, create a story. I think every Gen Z's or young childs can create a good story. Involve your kids or whoever started it. Involve your AI tools to create a story while you are selling the product. And product also, they majorly into the home decor, stationery, skincare, which is related to meaningful, like skincare, wellness, candle which has a, migraine issues resolving, not just a candle. So that's a major task. Maybe we are pitching bags to the UK market, they are not going to buy it. They majorly into the skincare. Now come to the Middle East market, a good market to work. They are majorly into the, royal packaging because they have a 2 major buying, festival and weddings. So work on your packaging rather than product. Give the good looking premium packaging with the fine working of logo, wrappers. You can add little sustainability, but trust me, they don't care. Price can be increased but packaging has to be very fine and unique. Now the last, India. I think I should not talk about a lot in India. Everybody is well aware. India is really growing because new generation, like including myself, is literally looking for staying alone. So people are doing personalized packaging, gifting their own self. You know, I don't get gift from the family's member. I gift myself. Work on that. People are coming up with the concept, okay, I have a pet, I will keep these products for myself. So in India, festival is the one market everybody aware, but also the corporate branding. All the companies are focusing candles, product, everything to sell it to their own office or maybe colleagues, maybe business relationship. So don't limit yourself in India for just festival. Work on corporate branding. That could be anything, maybe a skincare. Now we know the product, we know the countries, but you know the major problem is हम सिर्फ एक प्रोडक्ट पे तो काम कर रहे हैं कि ठीक है ये मेरा प्रोडक्ट है, कैंडल बेचना है, बट कॉम्बिनेशन नहीं है ना. एक बायर है, उसको बल्क करना है, ही डजंट हैव टाइम. मेक अ पैकेज, मेक अ बंडल्स, socks, towel, candle, good combo. You more utilize. Like I'll give you the one beautiful example of China. I'm just adding one liner. What China does, वो एक प्रोडक्ट नहीं बेचते हैं. वो क्या करते हैं, 3-4 प्रोडक्ट को कंसोलिडेट करेंगे, देखेंगे कि प्राइम Amazon के एम्प्लॉयज का क्या मेजर काम होता है. दे वर्क 18 hours. So what most useful is candle, bottle, towel, maybe example I'm giving you. And they put some fancy product of keeping on table which will give the motivation. ठीक है, so work on your corporate gifting of consolidations of couple of the product, put in one bundle, do the costing of including box. कंट्री वाइज बॉक्स डिजाइन करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो 4 कंट्री मेजर है जो सेल करती हैं, खरीदती हैं, इंपोर्ट करती हैं. यूएस, यूरोप, यूके, very similar buying, sustainable. UK more techie base, and Dubai, Middle East is more packaging base, premium base. India is more growing in more than festival to corporate branding. Can be pet, can be anything. So these focus 4 points I would like to highlight. And rest I'm there. I think I just give this to my colleague, friend Sonal ji. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, Sonal, please share your thoughts.
Okay, so first of all, thanks to Apurva for your, end of the day, if anybody is having any kind of a insight, which market, which product, these are the golden points you can grab out of this conference. So I really want to give a thanks so that, this kind of intelligence and this kind of insights, it is it is not like common. So sometimes these conferences are meant to give you the knowledge. And one thing, after the knowledge, application is yours. So with this, my name is Sonal Sagi, and I'm from a company named as RSJ Inspection. We are a third-party quality control company. However, today my topic is, if you are a manufacturer, either a gifting, non-gifting, any kind of a manufacturing, if you have. So I have a golden opportunity to share with you that how our government of India is working to enhance competenciness and capability of all the supply chain partners. So this certification program called as Zero Effect, Zero Defect. Our Pradhan Mantri ji, he is visionary leader. He started this initiative. This initiative started and laterally, this is funded by the World Bank. World Bank funded approximately close to $500 million, which means 6,000 crore rupees given for development of our MSME. When I say MSME means if you are an exporter, non-exporter, if you have a factory, if you have a Udyam, then this certification program is for you. So this is one of the global opportunity at this point of time where government is keen. All of you can enhance your competitiveness and capabilities. So this program is started and already more than 3,33,000 approx companies already got benefited. Now, what kind of a benefits are there in this program? On a one side, government made a framework so that this Z certification you can opt. Number second, the benefit is number one benefit. Any manufacturer, if they will opt, around 14 banks already handshaken with this program. What kind of a handshake? If you will be certified, then your rate of interest, if you have a OD loan, CC term, any kind of a loans you have, then there is a probabilities are there from 5 paisa to 1% of your, rate of interest will go down. So as we all aware, when MSME work, when a exporter work, they go for banking for their financial solutions. And if any program will give us any kind of a benefit, rate of interest will be reduction. It is a golden opportunity at this point of time. At any point of time, today when I'm sharing this at any point of time, if you want to take any kind of a support, you want to kickstart this program, you want to know more about program, I don't charge anything to any MSME. Why? Because government pay me. So if at any point of time, if you simply want to start, it is not a knowledge I want to give you here, literally. It's not a knowledge. If you want to start, I will support, no worries at all. And I don't cost anything. So number one benefit is the banking benefits, what I already shared. Number second benefit, if you are an exporter and going for overseas exhibitions, then there is a probability approximately close to 7,75,000 rupees you will get a reimbursement from the government in the head of either your stall charges, airfare, or your freight charges. So on a one side, government want you to apply a program. On a second side, your rate of interest will go low down. On a third side, if you are going for any exhibition out of India, they will also support you. So how many of you still think it is a good program to be in? Yes, it is a good program. My dear friends, government is very, very keen so that all the MSME, all the factory owners, they must adopt this program. Okay, so can you please give it a mic? Yeah? Yes.
For which program can we enroll in that?
Little louder.
For which program we can enroll in that?
Yeah, this program name is Zero Effect, Zero Defect Certification Scheme. Suppose this conference, you can connect with me, so I will guide you how to start, etc. But again, it's a program, it is a certification program. Supplier or a manufacturer need to work on your competency, capability, system development. If you will be certified, then these benefits will be there. Why government want? Government want our MSME to grow to the next level. Government want, China plus one strategy. So now India is very keen. India want to become of manufacturing hub. And how we can be hub? If we have a competency, if we have a capability. So if we are developing ourselves to the next level. Now how to develop? If you will go to consultant, they will charge hell amount of money. If you have a limited knowledge, that's why government made a program called as RAMP. At any point of time, if you will Google RAMP, R-A-M-P, World Bank. So this is called as Raising and Accelerating MSME Performance. Under this program, government got around 6,000 CR from the World Bank. And now World Bank is really funding this so that our MSME can grow to the next level. So, so I just shared only two benefits. Your rate of interest can be go down. Number second, under the international cooperation scheme, you will get a benefited if you're going outside of a country having your exhibition, then there will be a good support. And in case anybody is a woman entrepreneur, there is no fees to government. So all the women entrepreneurs, there is no fees. So it's a huge program. It's a well-designed program. So with this, I'm taking a break. So, yes, sir.
You say women entrepreneurs have no fees.
Yes.
Other than women, what are the charges? What is the fees?
Yes. So there are three types of the program. Number one program is a bronze certification. It's a completely free for everybody.
Okay.
Okay. Number second certification program is Silver cost 32,000 rupees. However, if you are a micro, 80% subsidy given by the government.
Okay.
On 32,000, 80% is subsidized for micro. Micro means if you are up to 10 CR, then you are a micro. So if you are a small company, means 10 to 50 CR, then your percentage will be 60% reduction.
Right.
And if you are a 500 crore company till, then 50%. So government made pretty good slabs. Everything, its payment will go to government only. So, I am very closely working with my personal purpose is, my mission is in next 3 years, I am going to support 2.5 lakhs MSME under this program. And I have already covered more than 36,000. So looking forward, any support required, I'm here only. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sonalji, for your input. Good afternoon. I am Akshay Kapoor. I am the founder of Playwright Sourcing. We are a sourcing consultant company. We guide buyers overseas to source and develop products that are exclusively made in India. I am here to talk about the global gifting trends that are there in the international market and how it can help the Indian market, Indian upcoming exporters to build a space in the export industry. So nowadays, if you notice the China and the tariff situation is very crucial and everyone is looking for a +1 country. And India is booming with a lot of products which are trending in the global market. Specifically, if we talk about trends, we are surrounded with a generation where we are having Instagram reels, a lot of viral products, and trends are making those products go out in the market and making a big deal. Nowadays, if you notice, there are couples who are opting for DINKs, dual income, no kids, are also adopting a lot of pets, and they're going for the pet toys. They're doing a lot of pet beds, pet leashes, and a lot of stuff. That's one thing which is globally going very high. And the Gen Z these days, which has to be reminded to have the Stanley Cup to have water, is increasing the trend of the stainless steel products, the stainless steel bottles, which is always the great product which is developed in India. So these things are definitely helping the upcoming exporters to find new trends, and it's interesting to see these global products coming up in the Indian market. Specifically, if we see the buyers looking into India, they are looking into products what the Indian factory can offer. So I would say whatever is trending in terms of sports, there is pickleball these days. If you pick up any product, if you pick up a mug, if you pick up an apron, if you pick up any product and put some pickleball related or paddleball related product to it, it will be in the trend, and you can showcase it as the Indian market not only making good products but also going with the market trends going on. So I think China's import duties in the US market is also playing a big role. That is something which the upcoming exporters should look into. And I think that's about it. Thanks.
Hello. Yeah, thank you, Akshay, for sharing your information. A big round of applause for him. I would like to open the floor, and if anybody has any questions on whatever the speakers have said, kindly come forward and you are free to ask any question.
Indian economy is growing day by day, but the Indian rupees is decline day by day. What are the reason behind it?
The economy is growing, and if you are saying the rupee is declining day by day, I would think that the Indian currency is one of the better currencies in Asia if you see the 5 last year statistics. from maybe around a figure of 82, 83. 5 years back, it is around 85 and 86, 4 to 6% depreciation, which is fairly very strong compared to the different manufacturing economies, or let's say the third world countries. If you see anywhere in Africa or Asia, it is not so bad. But in relationship to the other currencies in euros and pounds, they have done better than the US dollar. So that is a currency which is appreciated a lot, not in relationship to the Indian currency, but that is appreciated with the US dollar. So the currency valuation is based on what you are exporting and what you are importing. When we say the country is doing well, it does not necessarily mean that we are exporting more. It means we are consuming more. And our import has grown much faster than what our export has grown. And that is one of the reasons why our output of the money which we are putting out is more and the currency is getting devalued. So one of the opportunities is to see what India can manufacture and what are the import values which we are currently importing, which is very, very high figures, excluding petroleum or excluding the major products. There are still a lot of raw materials which India imports. Of course, they are a large industry, but those are the areas where if Indian industry sets up manufacturing, it would help in reducing the total amount of import value that we are doing. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Aman. I had a question to Mr. Sonal. While you were talking, you mentioned that consultants are morbidly expensive, which I'm aware of, especially international ones. But I recall seeing that there were some government schemes that aimed on strengthening Indian consulting services and many schemes to promote their growth. So in the future, do you think that there could be a shift to Indian services, or is it very distant?
So if I understand correctly, you're talking about is there is any Indian initiative building the competency capability of all the factories, etc., or something different you are asking?
For Indian consulting services.
Consultant services. Okay. So look, Indian, right now at this point of time, our government of India is totally focused on how India can be a manufacturing hub. Right. So right now, entire focus is happening on manufacturing. So that's why there are a lot of initiatives, beat it lean kind of initiative. If you understand the lean is a methodology where, manufacturer, how they will start and how they will end the programs. So it's a majorly right now they're working towards manufacturing hubs because India want to be a very, very big competitor at upcoming time as a China plus one strategy. However, sir, any other thoughts?
Yeah, I think your question is that besides products, how can consultancy from India grow? Am I right?
Well, my main question was because, of course, for the manufacturing industry to grow, it requires a big backbone of consulting services for them to expand efficiently. And right now, consulting services for businesses like Deloitte and EY are very expensive. That's why the government is trying to promote Indian consulting services to help the manufacturing industry grow.
Within India or outside India?
Within India.
So one point I can add here. There is one program under which I'm right now working. There is a empanelment of consultant is happening without any fees. Okay, so this program covered if you want to be a consultant in lean management, lean, how factory will be lean. Government of India will give you 5 days training program completely free, zero investment. And then you have a big pie, then you will be officially called as lean consultant.
I would like to add that today's forum, if it is focused on global business, for consultancy, there is a council called the SEPC. It is called the Services Export Promotion Council. Up till now, till many years back, there used to be around 28 product councils for promoting products from India, but this has been set up as a special council only to promote all kind of services and consultancy exports. So maybe it will be a good idea if you explore that option, go to their website, SEPC, and they provide all kind of assistance if you want to offer consultancy outside India.
SEPC.
SEPC, Services Export Promotion Council.
And secondly, if you want to help as a consultant to manufacturer, you can go for a Google Lean MCLS. There is a Government of India scheme, Lean LEAN MCLS scheme. You can impanel yourself. There is some kind of a competency capability requirement is there. Like, are you a BTech? Number second, how many years experience you have? That if your qualification criteria is matching, you will get a complimentary seat to become a consultant there as a government consultant.
This is the 5-day training program you mentioned.
Exactly.
Can you repeat the name, please?
Lean MCLS.
MCLS.
Yes, MCLS. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
Any other question?
What about the e-commerce exports happening from India for the personalized products?
Yeah, hi. So, e-com product, which country you want to focus, or just you're talking about globally product, if I could understand properly?
Basically, I'm from Kerala. We are into manufacture of eco-friendly pen and pencils. So we do
Lovely.
customized orders.
Lovely. I think you have a very strong product if you're doing, you are more into the
Sustainable product.
Wow, lovely. So it is a very hype market for Europe and UK. And they are buying sustainable stationery. Including the sustainability, you have to add little bit technology. When I say tech, it means more like a logo, more like a brand, more like a details of the product, not just sustainability, the more detail of technical sheets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, when you're doing sustainable pencils, can you do the combinations of the couple of the product? Because single pencil will not sell on the high sale.
Okay.
So you have to add more product which will be suitable for this category.
Something like combos and all, no?
Something like your main Kerala product, vegan leather.
Okay.
You know, adding a small pouch, keeping the pencil in the vegan leather pouch with pencil. It's a beautiful combo to increase sale.
Okay. Thank you.
That's a Kerala product.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other person has any question? Anything they would like to ask?
Hello, sir. So my question would be, as a recent manufacturer or supplier, if we are starting, then
Can't hear you properly.
can you now? Okay, so as a supplier or a manufacturer, my question would be, if I'm starting right now, I mean, they're exposed right, like where we are right now, to find manufacturers, suppliers. But if I am a supplier in promo industry or gifting industry, then how can I research and find more distributors? Because they're not any particular distributors out there in the market. They're under various names. There are individual freelancers, agents. There's not any community binding them, I guess. If there is, I would really like to know more about it.
What product are you doing right now? What's your good name?
My name is Anuj Harda.
Anuj. What product are you doing right now?
Oh, we are just starting with leather.
Leather.
Yes.
So you are covering the Indian market or thinking for the global buying, sending?
Starting with the Indian market, of course, exports would be easier as compared to capturing the Indian market, because right now, as I mentioned, if I'm focusing on gifting and logo and branding, finding out those agents and distributors, it's much harder.
Actually, I'm not promoting BA, but you should connect for more exporting product for BA. But however, for Indian distribution market, leather is for a very limited market for the distribution channel, and if you're looking for a distribution for leather product, I think this direction is wrong. You're looking for a distributions, right? Distributors to buy your product.
Yes, but I think my question is not more about if on my particular industry, whether it's leather. I'm asking a question on behalf of any supplier or manufacturer who is starting right now, specifically focusing on gifting or promo in the industry.
Okay.
Specifically.
There is a very, very basic thing to do. There is a lot of Indian companies which you can Google it. I'm just telling you the basics to start with. A lot of companies, 3 months before any festivals, you can approach those lists. Every company, corporate company, mid-size is looking for the gifting articles. That's a direct approach. And they look for the manufacturer to call them directly and book the orders. So there is always a cell number. It is a really basic. Google it. The gifting corporate companies buy. You will get a lot of list or data. And you can actually call them, and they're the faster selling for closure.
So does this mean that in India, we do not have an organized market for distributors or middlemen or agents right now?
No, for gifting, I'm not sure there is an organized market. Still, people are looking randomly calling agents, buying house or the company, or maybe going directly for the manufacturer. There is no organized sector yet.
Understood. So, I mean, just to give you the reference for that, I've worked in US for like 5 years, and they're calling this print and promo industry. For them, it's like the entire distributors network is highly organized. So, if they want to look for a product, they can search up through the directories. If suppliers want to connect with the distributors, they can do it much easier. So, I was just wondering if we here have any such facility or any means to do that.
I think it's a very good question, but it's not in India yet is organized market for the gifting. People are still, US is more importing side, so that's why. Thank you so much.
Good noon, panel. This is Chandra Prakash. So, my question is regarding the art, metal crafts and art. So, there are multiple gift options in the metal art and crafts. But again, the exact size or exact location or exact place where to promote that, and from how do we get the leads from them, or let's say the corporate sector, or they're already channelized distributors are there in different countries. But again, very tribal arts like Bastar metal arts is there, Dogra metal art is there. So a gift item, how can a particular seller sell them into countries of Europe, US? How can they get into the lead section? How can they get the buyers from them? Whether it is D2C or let's say B2C or B2B. I want to get the idea, just of it.
What you are basically asking is that for a manufacturer, how to increase your sales in India or abroad.
Not exactly the manufacturer. They are the tribal artisans, which Miss Apurva said initially. So they make the metal dogra arts, metal art products, and different products. They are very known in India, for sure. They are very known in foreign countries too. But again, going and reaching them out from here is very, very not possible. But only best way is, again, presenting themselves in the expos which are happening in foreign countries, US, Europe, anywhere. Other than that, I want to know if there is a channel. Let's say I am a manufacturer, I am a distributor. Let's say I am a distributor who is connected with the tribals in Bastar, or let's say from Andhra. How can I approach the leads who are present in Europe, US? They are very much into these particular artifacts.
Okay. See, let's say you want to promote tribal products within India and globally.
Not India, globally.
Globally.
Yeah.
Like in India, we have the Export Promotion Council of Handicrafts. Mm-hmm. They have a exhibition in Greater Noida in the India Expo Mart twice a year. If you manage to get a booth over there, and if your products are good, that is where foreign buyers come to India. Mm-hmm. They walk around. If they see your product interesting, they will definitely ask for that. Besides that, there are more than maybe 1,000 buying agents all over India who visit their fair, and they are also looking for more products for their clients. So that is a place where you can connect with them and promote your business. That is the most cost-effective method.
Again, sir, but the buying agents, I just want to surpass those buying agents, Even if it is airfares are coming, I understand that. We have sold few products to European markets and at least itself. But again, getting more leads out of that is not possible, not getting handy in current days. So just wanted to know if there is any channel, or let's say how to approach that. If someone
See, the traditional method used to be that you go to the embassy in India and you ask them for a list of importers, and then you start sending them a mail. But that system really doesn't work because people don't reply anymore, because they get so many junk mails that the importer says that they get more than 100 mails a day from different suppliers. They don't respond to them. So if you are saying you don't want to go through a buying agent for whatever reason, it means that if you are exhibiting in India and you want a customer to come directly, well, there would be customers who would be coming directly also.
They are.
Right. And they would get in touch with you. But frankly, I will tell you, a handmade product from a tribal industry is not easy to source. If I was an importer based in UK or Germany and I want to sell it, and if I come over here and I find you with a booth, my first question will be, what kind of assurances are you giving me for consistent quality and timely delivery? Because I have personally worked with the tribal industry or the cottage industry based out of Kashmir. There's a lot of cottage industries which takes place. Any order you give them for 3 months takes approximately 14 months before they ship. So because of that, a customer places an order once and then they discontinue. So the reason why they appoint a buying agent is that they want somebody who's accountable, right? If they meet a person who's unknown in a trade fair and they say that, yes, I'm giving you an order, in all probability, the next question would be that you will say that, okay, please give me an advance deposit.
True.
Because you would not like to start working without any advance because there's just a customer who has walked into your booth. Now, if they give you an advance and after that you don't perform, they don't have the time and resources to come down from US to India and then go to Bastar and then try and find out where you are sitting and ask you to refund the money. So, though you can say that getting in through with buying agents is not a good idea, I would say it's a start. You cannot be fussy when you are starting off. You need to start off with them when you have built up a name and reputation and you are in the industry for 5 or 10 years and you are big enough that you can give your own assurances. Then you can be choosy and say that I don't want to work through a buying agent. I will work directly with the customer. But if the other option is that you exhibit directly in the selling country, you go to Frankfurt, you go to Milan, you go to Birmingham, the cost of exhibiting is 10 times more. And here you can do it for maybe 3 lakhs. Over there it is anyway 20 lakhs plus. So you have to see whether your budget allows spending so much money for exhibiting your product in a foreign country. I mean, these are the options. The cheapest. Another option is e-commerce, like what he said. You have your products, put it up in Amazon.com or in the German sites, and take it up from there.
Got it. The
There
expos.
is a one more way.
Yeah, ma'am.
You can quickly connect. Like you have to work on SMO and SEO. If you can do a small investment of every month, work on SMO and SEO with the help of AI tools. I really mean it when I say AI because I'm not talking about the old method of SMO SEO. You have to have a 6-month minimum cycles of patience, fund, and regular everyday working on it, and you can directly reach out to the customer. I think that could be another reason. But yes, for sir is right, Anupam ji, say that there will be an issue for trusting. Maybe the customer will not give you the advance. Maybe after 1 or 2 transactions, you can get the advance, where you might need a buying agent for a faster instant order closing. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. If there's no other question, we'd like to close the session. Thank you.